This is Audible.
Audible Originals presents The Wrong Witch to Hex With, written by Molly Harper, performed by Amanda Ronconi and Teddy Hamilton.
Prologue. Perry. Moonshadow Cove, Starfall Point, Michigan. Perry Seaworth knelt in the shallows of Moonshadow Cove, her fingers fanned just under the chilled surface, reaching for, well, she wasn't sure. Meaning? Danger? Answers? No matter the question, she was pretty sure the answer was, it's April in Michigan and you're sitting in a lake. You're an idiot. So far, all she'd found were interfering catfish, who seemed to think that her decision to moon gaze alone in the dark automatically equaled under-the-chin scritches. Perry watched the water ripple over her hand, the full moon giving her pale skin a bluish cast. She gently flicked her free hand at the grotesquely cute channel catfish currently nibbling her fingers. "Come on, Gus," Perry huffed. "I don't have any treats right now." But Gus would not be deterred, moving to bump his broad nose against her kneecaps. This was what happened when you named the bottom feeders. Perry closed her eyes and focused on the cool waves cradling her body and what she could read from them. She cast out her magic, searching for the problem. But the feedback was nothing specific. The waters of Moonshadow Cove just didn't feel right, polluted by some eerie current slipping through it. It was like biting into a fork, unpleasant, metallic, and wrong. And whatever it was coming from town. To be fair, the waters of Moonshadow hadn't felt right in centuries, since the family had settled there. The ocean was naturally drawn to Finn folk, and so the Atlantic slipped through Michigan's river systems until it reached their little corner of Lake Huron, making a haven where the Seaworths had made their home hundreds of years before. Spirits were more comfortable in a place that was both lake and sea, but neither. After all, ghosts were neither alive nor entirely dead. Perry's sudden urge to leave the cove and travel to town to seek out an explanation? That was new. Perry never felt a need to travel to the other side of Starfall Point. She always considered it a necessary evil. Did she really have to leave the cove and visit a place so chock full of strangers? She felt a thrum of cold tickling against her fingertips, chilling her to the bone. She opened her magic to it, and immediately regretted it. Pulse after pulse of dread washed over her, like shadows that chased her down a hallway in a nightmare. She couldn't see anything clearly, couldn't grasp on to any one impression. It was just the feeling of threats lurking beyond her sight under the water. Death, destruction, doom. Other bad things that started with D. Like disarticulation, because Gus was apparently trying to pull her fingers off. "Ow!" she said, lightly tapping his nose to release her other hand. She shooed him away. Gus slunk away grumpily. She was a catfish chew toy. Such was the glamorous life of Starfall Point's eldest sea witch and ghost warden. To town, then. She blew a long breath, shaking her catfish-clamped fingers. She'd been sneaking out here for months, putting on her usual calm face for her sisters during the day, while searching the waters at night. It probably wasn't a great idea to be out here under the full moon. Not just because the wide-open lunar phase got the ghosts all stirred up, but because Perry was so easy to spot out here. Linny would eventually notice Perry missing from her bed and raise the alarm. Could Perry explain this away by claiming she'd been trying to shove a new ghost